Well, today we have a brand new collection from Hot Off the Press, and Teresa has done some spectacular things. And let me just give you a hint. Here is one of them as we scroll in to get closer to it, just to entice you. Here we have Nature's Touch and all the components that makes it. So please, come play with us. Well, as you can see, there are a lot of components to this collection, but we're going to start with the 12 by 12 pattern cardstock. Now, this has got, in fact, everything has shades of autumn, as well as you can see some little bunnies there, some other wildlife you'll see. And so this is our beginning part. We also have solid cardstock to match. One thing I forgot to tell you, there are cutouts in here, 54 of all of them, 12 by 12, double-sided. There are 12 sheets. Same thing here. There are 12 by 12. There are, look at all the colors, 12 colors, just beautiful. Now we have this in 12 by 12. We also have the patterned in 6 by 6. You'll receive 4 of each of the sheets, and you'll also get 108 cutouts, so it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Then we also have the die cuts. The die cuts have 2 different sheets, and there are 31 in total. They'll just pop right out. This is a little heavier weight cardstock. We also have chipboard. The chipboard, and you are going to see some gorgeous things that Teresa does. There are 16 pieces in this 6 by 6 sheet. We also have the cutting dies, of course. There are 8 of them, including that fox, as well as the little chipmunk and acorns and leaves and all kinds of things going on. And then as an added bonus, we also have the Nature's Touch 3D paper towel. That was on the first card that I just showed you, just to kind of pique your interest. But before we get to Teresa's projects, I just want to give our scrapbookers an extra look at something. Here is a 12 by 12, and you can see the pattern paper behind it, how that just does a wonderful job of framing whatever you have in the middle. This has 2 photos, but these are the cutouts from the 12 by 12 page. So easy to do. You see it's matted on 2 of the solid cardstocks, a little bit of ribbon and flowers. Now there is something else that Teresa did not use, but I want to make sure that you know about it, and these are the skeleton leaves. There are 10 of them in the package, and I just think they do such a beautiful job of adding to whatever you have, and just kind of let you see it there, how they're also shown in the papers, but kind of nice to have those. You can also ink them. You can, I think they'd be beautiful with the gold metallic ink pad. So that's just another option for you. Okay, now let's get into Teresa's goodies, and we're going to start with this one. And isn't this gorgeous? Now, she's had the silver Mary cardstock, and that is in A4 size. So you get, I think it's 4 sheets in here, and you can see what a beautiful job they do in coordinating with the Nature's Touch papers as well as the Nature's Touch paper towel. So first she took her 5 by 6.5 inch card, covered it with the silver Mary, just does a wonderful job. Then she went into the 12 by 12 paper pack. Let me show you which one she used. It is this sheet. So here is this sheet. You can see the bear and the fox down below. But as you can tell, the part that she used was this upper quadrant, so the upper left quadrant. And as you, as card makers, know, you can get 4 cards out of every single 12 by 12 sheet. So Teresa does a great job of that. So she trimmed it down smaller than her full card size. And then she layered some of the die cuts. So let me show you. So the From Me to You is right here, and as I said, it's just going to pop out. The bear, that long piece down at the bottom, is part of this, so she cut it and just trimmed it over on the right hand side and just glued it in place. Then that little butterfly is right here, so it goes right there. So those are just staggered going down the length of her card. And of course, the thing that is the star is the paper towel. Now the paper towel is foiled, as you can tell, and on the sheets there are multiple images. Each one has a full image and then the bits and pieces that make it so that you can layer it just like Teresa did here. So you just follow the numbers. Number 1 goes down flat. Number 2 gets foam tape on it, and then you layer it on top of the matching image. Number 3, you do the same thing, and then there are always extra pieces. Now in this sheet, you get this finished design, this one, and this long piece. So you can tell them by the different colors. This is blue, green, and red right here in those numbers. Now you can use them stacking, just like Teresa did, or you can use them individually and let that get even more mileage out of it. So you can see where she has layered it here. And this just has 2 layers on top of the base. And, you know, with our foam tape, it's not going to get terribly tall. It's going to be fine for mailing. Now she's also added into the middle there the green crystals. Now these are called citron, which is green, and just adds a really pretty touch. So you can see how that silver foiling on here goes beautifully with the silver cardstock. Now on the inside of our card, okay, so here we have that another piece of the paper towel, that fern. So it's right here, and that's what she's decided to have there. So to back it, she used this paper. Isn't that gorgeous? Just absolutely gorgeous. It's on the back side of this one, which is the first sheet in the paper pack. So she's cut that, she's matted it on the silver. Now the thank you is out of the cutouts that are on the sheet. So here's the 12 by 12 sheet. You can see it right there. We do go ahead and mat these for you within the artwork, so it's just one less step that you have to do. And there is that beautiful fern, and there's one of the extra pieces. So there's that little foil butterfly, again, the crystal right in the middle of it. So now you could, of course, this could be the front of your card, and this can be the front of a card. So you've got lots of options and beautiful looks that Teresa has created for you. Okay, we're going to get into the next card, and this is where we're going to be getting into the chipboard. So I want to just move this so that you can see that they're shiny. After she did the coloring, she did some clear embossing powder. But let me take you through this, because now that could look really intimidating because that's a lot of color on each one. But Teresa has an easy way to do it. So that's what we like. So for the background of her card front, she used this sheet of 6 by 6 pattern cardstock. And you can see the ghosted back trees. There's actually some little deer there, but she placed this one on top. This is on the back side of this sheet. So there you go. This was a trim to fit. By the way, all of Teresa's measurements are down below. So all you do is just click on the card that you're looking for. And when you click, you will see over on the right-hand side of your screen the written instructions. You can print them out if you want to. And it's just really a bonus that Teresa does for us. So she also matted that onto the solid cardstock. In fact, let me just show it to you together so you can see all of those autumn colors just beautifully presented. Now we're going to get into the chipboard. So this is the chipboard piece, and I'm going to bring in the craft mat, okay, because we're going to be doing some mixing. And what Teresa has told me, or has in her instructions, is that she has used the Prism ink pads. And so she has chosen 3 colors. This is Velvet Fawn, Earth Red, and Cocoa Bean. And what she does is to put them onto the craft mat. So I'm just gonna put them there. I know it's hard to see the brown on that craft mat, isn't it? So just like this, and like this. Then, wow, that one is really smushy, isn't it? And then she took the mister. So get some water in there. And then she used a pencil to mix it. So you can use, if you've got a paintbrush, that's fine. But she wanted to mix them. So I'm just using my, my eraser, okay? Then she took the chipboard out of the back. So I'm just going to take this absolutely charming little deer, little fawn, and just put it into that mix. And you can move it around and add more water if you like. So this is kind of a process. You can see that mine's looking a little muddy, isn't it? Well, we'll get more ink on there, and I'll notice that the red was a bit saturated. Of course, our Velvet Fawn is, there's not a lot of ink on that pad. But what I love about these ink pads is that, number one, they're very affordable. I think they're $2.29, $1.99, $2.29. And there are just so many colors. So it really makes it easy to have them, you know, in your supply. Okay, we'll try that again. I'm just gonna smoosh her. And I'm not sure if I have to do it again, but if I do, that's just perfectly fine. Okay, now mine is mostly brown, so I'm going to tap a little red on here just to get a little bit more going and get a little bit more water on it. So you're just playing with it. I mean, that's really all you're doing. And right there. Now, that doesn't look as lovely as what Teresa has done, but we're not done. There's more. So after you get all of your pieces done, let me scoot this over, then you're going to tap it with a Versamark or any of the Watermark ink pads, stamp it, then cover it with the clear embossing powder, tap off the excess, and then use the heat gun to melt the embossing powder, and you will get that shine, that beautiful shine. So you can see that this will turn out to be that pretty easily. So that's what she has done. So to do, now let me see, I'll bring the card back. There it is. So in doing this mixture that I just did, she did the fawn, she did the hello and fall, and she also did the acorns. So the darker pieces, that's what she's done with this mixture. Doesn't that look good? I'm just really happy with that. And then to do the leaves, she used 3 colors also. And this is teal, which is an interesting one, the pear green, and khaki. So those were mixed to do the leaves. Really nice. Now, the other pieces that are there, here are the colors that went into that. And these are more colors. It's going to be all of these. So you can see there's a degree of playing with this. All of these, let's see, I'll put them on both sides so you can see. So to do these, there's the warm honey, orchid, roasted pumpkin, earth red, which we used in the first one, and tiger orange. You can see all of that going on. Just really, really fun. So that's what's going to happen in creating these. Then we're going to go on to the inside of our card, and let me show you. Slide these over. And isn't that pretty? Very nice. So let me show you what's working on that. Here is the sheet that she used, and you can see that she used the berry side first. And that little bunny's going to get covered up, but that's okay. And that is covered up with a piece of the light brown, or excuse me, the yellow and gold papers. And then she took and matted that on the brown cardstock, okay? Then she took the Very Thankful, glued it down. Now that's in more of the red tones. And then she did her trees. So this is the red tones, and then this is what she's done with the green. So really gorgeous. Now, the Just For You, where does that come from? Right here. These are part of the cutouts, and it does have the greetings. So the Just For You, she did mat it on the same brown that she used down here, and it just worked beautifully. So I hope, if you've ever been hesitant about using the chipboard, I hope this gives you some of the ideas that you can do. You can just stamp them straight with the ink pad, but I think kind of mushing them together on the craft mat just is going to give you some very beautiful, beautiful looks, as you can see here. Okay, I'm going to slide all of these ink pads to the side and bring in our next card. Okay, now our camera's not getting fuzzy anymore, so we get ready for this card. This is really an unusual card, and isn't that beautiful with the cutting die? Okay, well, this will mail flat, but then when the person receives it, they can let it stand up. Really nice. And we have the finish on the back also, so that's fun. Now, to make this, and we'll get to the Mary cardstock in a minute, but all you're going to do is to take a regular card. Now this is our 5 by 6.5 inch card flat, but you're going to cut it in half, okay? So you only use 1/2. Now I'll tell you, save the other half, because I know you will anyway, because we're going to use it later on for another card. So we're going to take this half, turn it on its side horizontally, measure 1 3/4 inches from the left side, and then 3.5 inches, and score that twice. And then we're going to make a mountain fold and then a valley fold. So you can see that that becomes the card base, just like this. So let me set that up, and just like that. So there you go. That's exactly how you do that. Pretty simple. Then what Teresa has done is she has used 3 papers, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, one for each of the sections. So let me just show it to you. Here is the blue that she has trimmed to fit right inside that. Now notice that she's trimmed them shorter or smaller than each of the sections. Here is, let's see, let me just show you the other side of that too. So this is on the back side of the cutouts. And here is the brown. I just love these leaves. That's my favorite. And this is on the back side of the one that I just showed you in 12 by 12. And then this is this one. Now she has used this side of it right here. Of course, you're going to save all of it because we're going to use it for other things, but that's what she has in these 3 sections. Let's see, is that the easiest way to show it to you? There we go. So that just makes it really nice and really pretty. Now, before we do anything else, we're going to cut a strip out of the cardstock, and it is this color, this kind of rust color, and it's going to measure 7.5 inches long and 1.5 inches wide. Then we're going to score 1/2 inch on each side and place extra sticky tape. And the way that Teresa has her card so that it will stand is making this strip. And this strip is going to get attached to the inside of the card on each end. And noticing that this strip is longer than the card, actually I think it's shorter than the card, it's going to pull the card just like this. So that's why you put the extra sticky tape. The extra sticky tape is the kind with the red liner on it, and this is the 1/4 inch, by the way. And that's going to work very nicely, and that's why you want to get those papers glued down to begin with. Then we're going to go in and do some decorating. So the first one, excuse me, not the first one, but the next one is going to be the dazzles. So you see those strips at the top, those shiny gold, there, and there? That's with our straight line dazzles. They're exactly what the title suggests. There are narrow ones, like at the top, and there are wider ones, like at the bottom, all in one piece. And this has black, white, gold, and silver. There are 170 strips in this package, so just really good for adding a bit of flair. Okay, now we're going to go to the die cuts, and the die cut has autumn is proof that change is beautiful, and that's simply going to get glued onto that base. Okay, so only glue the bottom part of it. That's important to know. Then we're going to take this Miri cardstock. Let me bring it out in several colors. So here we go. We have the rich gold, and you can see that being done here. We also have the rose gold. Oops, that's the rose gold. It's kind of a pinkish color. We have the pillar, which is a red, pillar box, which is red. And then also the copper right here. So all 4 of those are used with the cutting die. Let me bring that in. So you can see all of those leaves. So you're getting all of those animals plus those leaves, and isn't that gorgeous? So all she has done is just trim them out of the Miri cardstock in all of those colors. And I think it's fun to see them here because they kind of look close, like the rose gold and the pillar box look close in color, but you can see how wonderful they look on the card. So that's great and a great idea to have. Thank you, Teresa. So I'm going to slip those. And by the way, there are 10 sheets in every pack, so it's really quite a bargain. Now, we're also going to go into the happy birthday and into this piece. Now, this little guy is also one of the die cuts. So there it is with those sweet little deer. So that's going to get glued down straight. Then the happy birthday, the happy birthday is on the cutout sheet. It's in the 6x6. Now Teresa elected to mat it onto the marigold, and that's beautiful. And she did add some jute for her tag there. Now you can leave them without punching out the hole or punch out the hole. The hole is already punched out on the die cuts, and here's the jute. So really nice to have all of those colors. And she just took several strands and then looped them through the opening. Then the back side, as I told you, the back side is here, and the back side is using that other piece of the 6x6. Here we go. So remember, you use that part on the other side. Now we're going to take this area and use this on the back side. How pretty. And then to do these light golden leaves, well, they're on this sheet. Whoops. Right here. So just 2 pieces, and that's going to fit there. The sending hugs, that is one of the die cuts. I'll bring it in just so you can see it. And again, they're already matted for you. Now with this, you want to make sure not to glue it to this part, just to keep it on the green. That way it will do this. So just works very, very nicely. Now, if you want to do a message, which I'm sure you do, you've got room here to write it, and having that a lighter color, your pen is going to work nicely. So that is our modified bendy card. Okay. Now I have one more card, and I have to tell you, this is something I have not seen before. So this is a style. So fall is in the air. Isn't that just charming? And when I open it, this is going to open, and then this is going to open. Look at that. Teresa calls this a, what is it? A wing gatefold card. It'll make more sense when I show you the process. Okay. So here's what you do. We're going to take to make our card base, we're going to start with our card. Now this is, when it's folded, it's 5 by 6.5, okay? You can use our cards, or you can just cut a piece of cardstock, whichever you like. I'm gonna lay it flat. It's scored in the middle. Then we're going to go from the left side 2.5 inches and score, and 4 1/4 inches and score. Our favorite tool for scoring is Hunky Dory's Adorable Scoreboard, and that's great. It's already measured for you. It already has the depressions, and it has a bone folder with it, so it just makes it easy. I'm going to add a strip of extra sticky tape. Now it's between the center fold and that 4 1/4 inch fold, so right along that score line. Okay, then you're going to do this in a mountain fold, and then of course that's a valley fold. Now what happens is that we're going to pull off the tape and close our card. What's going to happen is that's going to leave it like that. Okay, so we've got the first half of our winged gatefold card. Let me show you the other half. Remember on that card where we cut it in half and only used 1/2? Well, here's the other half, okay? Now, this is 5 by 6 1/2. And again, we're going to measure from the left and go 3/4 of an inch and 2 1/2 inches. Same as we did on the other, we're going to put the extra sticky tape right along that score line, that little lip. We're going to fold both of these in mountain folds, and we're going to make sure that we have a bone folder in our hands to make this work. Okay, now this is going to get attached to this opening edge. So I'm going to remove the liner, like so. And then I'm going to position this right along the edge and attach it. So I just want that to be even. And I'm doing this in midair, which normally I would do it on the surface, sitting on a table. But so that I don't have my head in the camera, I will do it this way. I recommend doing it on the table. Okay, so I've attached it to the edge, and then there is my gatefold. Now the winged part of it, that's the winged part of it. So you've got an extra piece that's going on here and here. Now, this may look a little different with the card. So let me bring the card in. And what Teresa did is she did a piece right here that is the full card. And then here is our winged gatefold. You can see a little bit better there. Okay, so if that wasn't clear, let me tell you again. So what she did is she took, again, a half of a card and covered it with this paper. Now this paper is obviously out of the Nature's Touch, and look at that. And actually, when we design the papers, I have a little mask, and I make sure that this will work as an image, this will work, and that will work, so that you can get your 4 cards out of your 12 by 12. And this is just a perfect example of why that works. Now, Teresa did use the ivory ribbon and wrapped it around that piece of the cardstock when she cut it out. And then she glued it to the piece right here, to this front piece. Okay, so this, the left-hand side of it got glued to that front area, and that's what starts the card off. Okay, that's how we do it. Easy to do. Now let me just add a couple of other things that she has in here. The fall is in the air. That is from, let me pull this out. I have all of these papers ready for you. Right here. This is the cutout, so you can see that. And she has foam taped it. Now we have already matted that for you, so no need for you to do that. All you have to do is trim it out. And she's foam taped that in place. And then she went back to the cutting die and die cut out of 2 of the colors, that rust color and a, oh, it's just a rust, oh, excuse me, I lied. She just, oh, yes, excuse me, die cut the leaves out of the rust and the golden color, okay? So that's how that works. So that's very nice. And there are some crystals here. Now, these are the brown crystals, They're a little bit darker than what Teresa used because we no longer carry this particular sepia tone, but I think the brown is just going to do a really nice job. So that worked well. Okay, now we're going to go inside our card, and you're going to have several sections. So this middle section is going to get covered with this paper with the brown leaves. You saw it earlier in the 6x6, remember when we did all of the sections. And the golden is going to be on, okay, where's my golden? Okay, well, it's going to be on the back of one of the other sheets. So you can pull that, and that will work. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, it's not that one, but it's going to be on one of them. So you're going to have the 3 sections. This is all the same sheet. Okay, that's on the back of one of the other sheets. The brown is there. And then this, where we have the ghosted deer, isn't that pretty? That's also going to come from one of the larger sheets. So actually, yes. It's going to come from one of the larger sheets. So that's going to work nicely right here. Now, this section is one of the cutouts. So you can see it right there. And that was matted on the brown, just like this. And we don't mat these because they would make them smaller, and we want you to have that generous size, okay? So all of the cutouts are matted, and that's a good one to show you, which is Thinking of You, which is right here, right above Fall is in the Air. And that is also glued down flat. Now, this piece is only attached on the on the right-hand side, just like this piece was only attached on the left-hand side. That way, in true gatefold fashion, it's not going to hinder that card from opening up. Now, we also have You Are Always in My Heart. That is one of the die cuts, as you can see. And so she has trimmed out, she has die cut out some more of the leaves and this branch from the cardstock and using the cutting die. So this is a winged gatefold. And I think it's really fun because you kind of have this surprises as you open it. So you get this, which I think is just absolutely darling. And then you open it up and you go, oh my, I've got this. You open it up again, you've got that. We've got a lot of things going on, and yet you do have room to write your message. So this is winged gatefold. Okay, that's what we have. I want to thank Teresa for, as always, doing a wonderful job. And let me just recap with the goodies that are in this collection. This is the Nature's Touch 12x12 pattern cardstock, along with the Nature's Touch solid cardstock. And I have many people telling me they appreciate that we do both of them separately, so that you get a lot of cutouts, a lot of pattern, but you're not missing the solids. The solids are there. The Nature's Touch 31 die cuts, that is also part of the collection. The Nature's Touch chipboard, as you saw, Nature's Touch 6x6, Nature's Touch cutting dies, the Nature's Touch paper towel. Now the paper towel is also die cut and foiled, lots of things going on. And then if you're interested, we do have those skeleton leaves that look like this. They are not part of the collection, but they are certainly available, although they are in limited supply. Okay, that is the collection. Where can you find it? Well, of course, paperwishes.com, but also all of these will be in the Money Saver on the right side of your screen. That way, if you want to get a discount, we're happy to do that with you and for you. And it gives you all of the goodies to play with. Speaking of all of the goodies, if you are interested in getting our collections, now we do one every single month, we have something for you. It is a subscription. It's called I Want It All. And what you would get is everything here except the cutting die. And just sign up for this. It should be also on the right-hand side of your screen. You will get a discount, 20% off that you will get. And you will get these before the webisode, so that way you can look at the projects that are always on the back of the packaging, and it will kind of kickstart your creativity. Now, if you really also want that cutting die, and I'm sure you do, the I really want it all is that the solution to that question. And again, you're going to get everything. You will still get your 20% discount. Same deal. It's going to come to you before the webisode, and you will have everything that you see here. So very, very fun. So that's what we have for you. And this is our brand new collection. If you are a VIP, you'll want to turn in your code so that you can get your freebies that we do with our VIP customers every single month. And if you are watching this on YouTube, well, you know what we hope you'll do. We hope you'll comment, tell me what you think with these lush, gorgeous colors. And please subscribe. So we would like you to like us, we'd like you to comment, and we'd like you to subscribe so that we can keep bringing things right to you. And if you are, again, if you want the written instructions, just look right down below. Teresa's taking care of that for you. Okay, that's it for this month. And thank you, Teresa. But most of all, thank you for being part of our Paper Wishes family. We'll see you next time.